Hi, this is Turok, and today I had a video to make about Doctor Who. And good news to those of you who might be fans of it. I'm extremely excited about this. Christopher Eccleston will be returning to Doctor Who in audio format. For those of you who don't know what Doctor Who is, it's a long-running BBC science fiction show. Been around since the early 60s, and I'm a new fan to the show. Started watching it back in April, and I started with this season that the gentleman here on screen starred in, and then helped reboot the series. Sadly, he did not last for more than one season, and due to some kind of behind-the-scenes drama, which I could not pin down what actually happened. And I suggest that if you are interested at all in what it is, look it up yourself, because there's multiple stories that are out there and I don't know. But in the show, in the show itself, you have the Doctor, who's played by multiple actors by now. I believe 14 or so, or there might have been some. There was something else I have with the recent episode that last season, but I don't know anything about that yet. I'm not caught up. But the Doctor is a time-traveling alien who goes to different periods in our history, and also goes to other planets in space, and saving worlds, saving the universe, and stopping different types of threats. Predominantly, he seems to protect Earth from threats, and has for some reason, he's kind of smitten with us as a race, even though his is definitely more advanced and perhaps intelligent, and that he sees us as being sort of the future of the universe or something like that. I speculated. But and most of the time with the Doctor, he's quite a snappy dresser, very aristocratic looking almost to some degree, and at some point he looked very outlandishly flamboyant. And what I'm getting at here is that this version of the Doctor that Mr. Eccleston played was my favorite one, because he really stood out from the crowd of his peers. And his appearance, which was that of a leather jacket and more casual-looking clothes, a jumper, I guess the shirt's called, and wore boots instead of fancy shoes, or the next guy wore Converse-looking shoes, so he stood out that way, even though his dress attire was more professional. And got off on a tangent. Anyways. Mr. Eccleston left the show after one season and hadn't touched anything to do with the show since. Not even the 50th anniversary episode, which came out 7 years ago now, and was rumored to have him on there. Either other commitments held him back, or he supposedly didn't like the script that was available. At that time, I remember he showed up in Thor: Dark World, so I have a feeling that was part of the problem. And back to my personal ties with this, when I started watching this, started the show 4 months ago. What was it? In April. I started with this season. I hadn't heard much about this show, and I didn't know where to start exactly, and I decided to pick up with the more modern version of it, and started with this season that he was in, because it was the first season. And his Doctor, as of this point, is the one that I enjoyed the most. His snarky attitude, his dark, brooding kind of attitude that he had all the time, and his combative nature with others who disagree with him. Most of the other Doctors are way more, they're just easier to get along with, and he was very rough around the edges, and there's just something about that made this conflicted character who doesn't have his life all together, that really clicked with me, and it very saddened me when he had left the show. But now he's coming back, and it's not going to be in a video form yet. It's only in here going to be an audio series that's going to release next year. And this actually surprised me when I saw this pop up. It was yesterday I saw a video that showed up first talking about it, and I won't be playing it here, but it was a video here that I initially thought was just fake until I saw it came from the official channel. And the show it caught me off guard at first because I just had been looking at audio shows online recently, and I at first thought those were actual ones that he produced or worked on, but they were turned out to be only impersonators, very well done impersonators, by the way, and the shows are quite good themselves, even though they're not the official ones which he'll be working on. And this is another article I found about it. And yeah, this doctor, I've been waiting for a while for him to come back. I'm hoping he would come back, that is, and because at this point the other doctors have got quite a bit more screen time than him, a lot more though. In terms of screen time, only I think the 8th Doctor, the one before him, got a bit less. Well, there's the War Doctor too. The 8th Doctor also hasn't been given enough, I think, to his due in screen time, even though I believe he also had audio adventures. And just it felt like the whole show moved away from not making mention of this Doctor. They wanted to really make a more positive image out of him after this and make him very likable to everyone. So, but there does seem to be a strong following around him that's produced over the years, and I guess that makes me the newest member of that. So, I'm looking forward to this greatly to coming out, and it's fantastic, as he says, and I can't wait for that northern accent to come back to us. Signing out.